What you don't understand is this morning, right now, with Jet Steve Weisgal and the one, the only Broadway Blanchard.
Look at that.
JTS Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one. There's only one sponsor for this morning. It's got to be Irwin. Load up with Steel Libido Red. Ting.
I got to tell you something, man. You may not even, after yesterday, you probably didn't even need to take that, but why not?
At the point, there's need, and then there's need. There was
It's
no
like a
need.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
but
like
need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sharing the dessert, so to speak.
All right, boys and girls, get ready.
You're ready.
Because I'm going to make a statement right now. That game yesterday, 24 hours ago, right?
Correct.
Now, it was 0-0 in the first half. Still, Zach looked fine. The offensive line looked not good, but
not good.
Not
normal,
but not a open caged, door wide open, holes in the floor, anything. Didn't look like that.
No, they didn't look good, but okay.
Defense, as the defense does, looked like that.
Lights out.
Okay?
Lights out.
Coming at you. Lights out. I was ready to lose my shit because one, Nathaniel Hackett and company was sitting there with his, by the way, he's been drinking a lot, bright red nose every time they flashed him on the screen. Bright, along with, I think, his mates too. But come halftime, something happened. And I'm going to make a statement. Robert Saleh made his first in-game threat. And he used a little of this, I was told, beforehand. So it was kicking in. Okay?
Sure.
He went into the offensive halftime coaching meeting and said something along the lines, and I have this from the highest authority.
The highest authority.
Yes. Okay. The football gods spoke to me on the 5th or 6th day of Hanukkah. Which was it?
This is the fourth day, fifth night.
Okay.
Night 5 coming up.
Night 5. And they said, young man, to me, you don't have to wait till Christmas Eve to get your present. You can join the tribe today because you're a good, well, as everyone knows, I'm the best Arab Jew. That's not a Jew that there ever was, and I'm very proud of it, let me say.
So you got a Hanukkah gift.
That's right. He said, he said, you can have your present today. And then Saleh walked into that room and he said, boys, and that's all you're getting is boys, because you're not men.
You're not men.
Get the F out there, because we've never heard him. Well, we have heard him curse in like background things, but not in public. Get the F out here and call some plays that lets this damn kid be this kid. Get out there and turn your book loose. Get out there, and I don't care if he throws 5 picks. Give him Rodgers' playbook and let him go. And Aaron stepped in and said, that's what I've been saying.
Coach Rodgers.
Yeah. Coach Rodgers came in with headset on. By the way, he wears his headset in the locker room, I'm told. Okay. Yeah. He loves that headset. He sleeps with it. Yeah. Coach Rodgers. Okay.
Coach Rodgers.
They came out guns blazing.
Blazing.
And I was driving back from picking up some holiday preparation candies for Carmen to make for her kids. And I get a call and they're driving. Of course, I'm listening on the radio, but they're not making. I'm pissed because I'm not back yet. And before I can get back, bing, 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 bing. Touchdown, Jets, 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 Jets. Methodically, like a machine, well-oiled from, where is that in Italy? Turin, Italy, where they make Ferraris. Right there. That's what happened right now yesterday. And he didn't hold back. He left that door wide open, turned the engine on, gave him the keys. And Zach, my friend, if this was the first game we saw Zach play, we would have been jumping out of our minds saying Namath was back. That's how good a game Zach had yesterday. I watched the film prior to this so that I would be informed for you, because sometimes my information seems to be askew. Sometimes, okay? But not this morning.
Nice.
My information is as clear as that hat. My information is as clear as this sweatshirt's forward part. By the way, look at the rest of my outfit.
What do you got there? Shorts.
Boxers.
Boxers.
Okay? That's all. You don't put pants on at a podcast when you're this excited. You get the top part going and you go.
Mm.
So, this is my statement. The New York Football Jets will not lose another game. Zachary Wilson. Zachary, you're the one that knows his middle name.
Capono.
Zachary DePono, where there's an Italian in that face.
Hawaiian.
Oh, it's Hawaiian. Less of a chance.
Less.
At least in northern Italy, you could have been blonde. He doesn't come from Hawaii. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, Capono, what's his last name?
Wilson.
Thank you. See, it threw me off. That's how bad it was. Zachary Capono Wilson will stay under center until, no questions asked, until one Coach Rogers takes off the headset, puts on the helmet, and climbs under center. Because until that day, which could be the 24th,
that's
it could
the
be the
earliest
following week, but it will be this year. Because everything points to the New York Football Jets making the most unexpected, unimaginable, I can't even come up with the word, and
incomprehensible.
That was the one I was looking for. Incomprehensible road to the playoffs. We will have an 9-8 record. There will be another team with a 9-8 record, but it will be the Denver Broncos. And the Denver Broncos lost to the New York Football Jets. There will be no other team at the bottom with only 8 wins. They will all go down to 9 wins. And the Jets, my friends, will be the number 7 seed.
Not even the 8 seed, the 7?
7 seed. I don't think there is an 8 seed.
Okay.
There might be. They will be the number 7 seed in the 2023-24 playoffs.
Okay.
You heard it. Playoffs.
I heard it.
Playoffs, baby.
I heard it. So
go ahead and rebut.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. First off,
said.
I will say this. Yesterday, bar none, the best game Zach Wilson has ever played in his professional football career. Not a shadow of a doubt, the best he's ever played. He
110%. The best
even
that
gave up
played with him as quarterback too.
even gave up a fumble that led to the sole touchdown of the Texans' day. Didn't let it phase him. He threw a touchdown in the red zone. In the red zone to Breece Hall. He checked off receivers. When I say receivers, he didn't just check off one receiver before he threw.
Wait, I think he threw
two
two. I think he
receivers
threw two
yesterday.
touchdowns. Two touchdowns in the red zone, because I think the touchdown that he threw to Randall Cobb, they were on about
Yes.
20, 19 or
Correct.
Okay.
Under 20 yards. So what an
Oh, in the
incredible
red
day
zone.
by Zach
Those
Wilson.
are by far
I
the
will
two
say-
first touchdowns in the red
I
zone.
will
all year.
say that what I saw yesterday from him is what we've all been wanting to see from him, is the ability to read the field and make multiple decisions instead of panicking, reading one read, coming off of it, and just scrambling for where's my check down, or freaking out completely and taking a sack. Now, he took one bad sack yesterday. That was on him. Cost us some points. But these were all in the first half. He comes back in the second half. Again, he threw for over 300 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns.
No picks.
No picks. Did fumble the ball, but no picks.
Okay.
He
escaped
best
pressure every
game
single time but
of
twice.
his career, bar none.
He-
And as you noted, if this game yesterday had been played 2 years ago in his rookie year, who knows where he'd be at this point. But it didn't happen. It took him this long. We're glad he got here. The big question really is, and we hope it isn't, but we hope what we saw yesterday is not an aberration. We
I'm
hope.
going to tell you why it's not.
Well, hold on. We hope it's not an aberration. We will find out in the not next week. I won't count next week. The next 2 weeks, we will see if yesterday was an aberration. Because listen, we're going on the road to Miami. They're an excellent team. They're beatable, but I can't expect him to mimic that right away in this next game. If he does it in the next game or the next 2 games, then I will say, hey, maybe we do keep this kid. Maybe we don't try to trade this kid. But we need to see 2 more games where he plays like this before I can say, yes, he's turned the corner. I think after 3 years, that's a reasonable ask.
I think you hit it on the nose.
So
Hit it right on the nose. But
I will say this.
This is why I'm going to tell
The
you.
other thing I will say this is yesterday.
Let me hear. I'm
Is
excited.
I'm still not letting Nathaniel Hackett off the hook by any means.
Or Paul.
And I'll tell you
forever
why.
Having Nathaniel.
He's still in the first half, first play of the game, up the middle, nothing. Okay. What I did notice is that in the second half, the first calls of the series, of the 9 series we had in the second half, 8 of them were pass plays. 8 of the 9. Okay. We still ran screens, which we can't do because our offensive line sucks and can't block. But
go the other way on a screen.
But we did run more play action, which helped. But I think yesterday it was Zach. Zach's biggest problem has been this: overthinking, paralysis by an analysis. Yesterday, I don't know what happened, but his brain was free. He wasn't worrying about what happens if I throw a pick. What happens if I throw to the wrong guy? Whatever that was gone because he was throwing, making right decisions. He was throwing 50-50 balls, but smart 50-50 balls, not dumb 50-50
Every
balls.
50-50 ball he was throwing was in the right place.
Well, smart, and it was a good.
It was 51-49 because
yes,
He
Good
gave him
process.
the better chance every time.
Good process. I'll say this. There was one particular throw yesterday that he made on initial view. I thought was brilliant. And it was, he drops back, pockets collapsing. He sees Conklin and he feathers this ball over the jumping linebacker. And it arcs right down into Conklin, who put us up for what would end up being a touchdown, which was an amazing throw. Not going to beat him up because when I did run back that same play, Breece Hall was open for a touchdown. The cornerback was like this. And Breece is like, he could have walked in, but pocket was collapsing. Great throw. It was a great throw.
I will say that I ran back this morning prior to this a 12-minute recap of all his throws that I saw here on the web.
On the World Wide Web.
Which is where we're blowing up, by the way, partly because of the JETS, yes. Another part because of Steel Libido read by Erwin, but mostly because of Broadway Blanchard and Jets, Steve Weisgau.
So
the two most electrifying sports announcers in sports.
So would you agree, though? I mean,
so here's what I saw.
Yeah.
I saw 80% of the time him not only making a good throw, but making the right throw.
The right throw.
Okay. That's what I saw. And I would say he's always able to make a pretty good throw because his arm is absolute gold.
Well, he's got a great arm.
I mean, he's got Aaron Rodgers type arm. I mean, he's got that, but
got a great arm.
He doesn't have the Aaron Rodgers head. But last night I saw him playing, and this is the difference. And I blame Hackett and every coach up until now that's had him that said, hey, you got to tame it down. You got to do this. They went at it the wrong way. What they should have done, and what I saw yesterday in the second half was, listen, kid, you got all the attributes. You can run, you can throw, you can jump, you can fly, but you don't know how to process. So let me get it. That doesn't mean play with fear. What they did to him, including Hackett especially, was make this kid afraid of his own shadow. So every time he went to go left or right, he was like guessing, and then he just dumped it. I mean, you could see his hand shaking and throw the ball into the dirt 10 feet away from him. But what he did yesterday from the beginning, from the first half, did not give a flying hoot about anything except playing football.
He played that. See, again, if that was what we had seen 3 years ago,
and someone could take him under his wing.
Well, listen, that was the game plan before the Achilles went south.
And
he would sit this year.
We lost our quarterback whisperer to some asshole on his text machine.
Oh, but that's different. I mean, but
that guy was
this year.
That guy was supposed to do the same thing.
What they should have done
Game
2 years ago.
Right.
Is sit him.
Maybe it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. Maybe you brought in
somebody.
But Henny,
needless to say,
maybe you brought in someone. The guy from.
Listen? The bottom line is, he was great yesterday. Is it a one-off? We will see.
I don't think so. We will see. I watched his footwork. I watched where he was throwing from. He inspired me so much that I put the rock in my hand and threw.
You have to remember now. There's something that there's a reason also why he was playing this well. And this is where the tests are going to come.
I agree.
Okay. Zach's problem is processing. The Houston Texans play a defense very similar to the New York Football Jets. There's not a lot of disguising stuff. There's not a lot of fake moving around. There's not a lot of blitzing. It's pretty standard. You see what you get. A little bit different maybe here and there, but not like what you see with what's coming up with Miami, not like how Bill Belichick does, and not like how the Cleveland Browns do where they disguise crap, mix stuff around, make you think one thing, show something different. That's not the kind of defense he faced yesterday. He was able to pick it apart. His test is coming because that is really the processing. If he can see and sniff out the bullshit moves that's going on in front of him.
But I
That's
say
why-
that I agree with you. I agree.
That's
with you. And
why
Houston's
I'm
as good a
not
defense
sold
as us
yet.
doing that.
I'm not sold yet.
I'll tell
When
you
he
why I
does
am
it-
sold.
So we're waiting.
I'll tell you why I am sold. And I'm not saying he's going to repeat yesterday's performance. Yesterday's performance, arguably, he was the best quarterback in the NFL yesterday. I mean,
No, he wasn't the best quarterback in the NFL. He needs to do that game. I don't care if he throws for 250 yards. I don't care if he throws for 210 yards. He needs to play that style game against a defense that doesn't sit still.
I'm going to say this.
Right? So
We're going to run more. We're going to run more against the Dolphins. But we're going to run to
can't
the outside,
run.
to the outside, because Nathaniel Hackett is going to learn that if he watches his own tape, the tape of the game yesterday, the 7 runs to the outside went for 5 or more yards. The 20 runs inside those 2 guards and center went for 20 yards. So total 2
Well,
yards.
You know,
less
it's
than-
amazing. I'll
less
say
than
something
a yard,
else yesterday.
less than a yard a carry, by the way.
Before we quickly switch gears here, the one thing I would say yesterday that I did not like seeing was our big number 77 doing a lot of ole.
I'm beginning to honestly think he's the bigger bust than Zach Wilson.
No,
I think
quarterback is always the biggest bust.
No, because
Yeah.
I think he's such a bust that he overtakes the quarterback bust. And by the way, I'm not saying yet, after watching what I saw yesterday, I'm not saying that this is a total bust.
Well, I will say this: he was
I'm not
awful
saying that
yesterday.
this is I'm not saying that I'd rather have him than Trevor Lawrence, who we played ourselves out of by winning.
Well, that's a different story.
Okay,
So
I'm not
listen,
saying that yet, but
I'll
I am
say this:
saying-
it'll be interesting going into Miami. The cool thing about this team, which I will give to Salah, no, even if they're the lesser team, they never play afraid, or this
No.
defense never plays afraid,
no.
and that's great. It's very important. So
I
show the sponsor because
I
we're
think
running out of
I'm
time.
going to take it a little further. I think it was Salah's best head coaching day as a Jet as well,
I would say so.
because there was change that came out in the second half, because he set him free, because he looked like a human on the side that had some energy. He was running up and down the field. He wasn't sitting here like this he did for the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
This was
Listen,
him.
listen. He was devastated because of listen, he was basically doing what everybody, including you and I, were doing at the TV set.
What are we seeing?
Exactly. What is this?
But I will say this.
So
I think
we're running out of time. So
Okay. Zach throws for 250 plus on Sunday, does not
Okay.
throw a pick,
okay.
takes a bonehead sack, 1, runs for a touchdown, and throws for 2 more.
1 rush, 2 tosses, 250, no sacks,
No sack, 1 sack.
1 sack. That would be a pretty
One
awesome
sack
game.
on him, 1 sack on complete. So 2
Well,
sacks.
only on him. I don't. The O line's going to give one up.
Right.
If they gave up
One
5
sack-
yesterday,
1 sack where he made the wrong choice.
yeah,
and
they,
that's
of the 5 sacks, the line gave up 4. So,
Right. Yeah, that's right.
so that's that. Now, listen, I'll say this: I just want to win. I don't care how we do it.
How electrifying is Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall? What's the guy's name?
You had it right the first time.
I did. Brees Hall. Look
So,
at that. Okay, and let me ask you something. How fast is Bryce Huff?
Second fastest guy off the line behind Myles Garrett in the league.
I agree. That's
No,
how
that's a
fast he
fact.
is. That's how fast
a
he is.
fact.
He's so
Um,
fast. He was catching, you don't see these stats, but he was in the backfield changing the direction of the running backs like 60% of the plays that they ran, he was there. He was sitting there in the back.
He's ridiculously fast. The sad thing is, and this is a sad reality. This may be his last season as a Jet.
I don't think so.
And it's not because we don't want to keep him. It's because the way this team is structured and what we have to get for this offense, we may not be able to keep him. It kind of sucks.
I don't think so. But let's move on because
right.
I don't want to go.
Quick word from the sponsor before we move quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, ladies, if you want to get something for your men this Christmas, and I know we have a lot of ladies who follow us because we're sexy. Okay. So this is what you put in the stocking. Because if you put this in the stocking,
he puts it in your stocking
and it ain't going to fit like it used to fit. Okay. So you're going to be ready for some, let's put it, post-holiday calisthenics.
How about this one? Some ho, ho, ho.
Oh, oh,
Ho, ho, ho.
oh, oh. My Irwin, baby.
Real quick. Hot Stove League. Oh, wait. That's baseball.
Let me hear it. Oh.
Hot Stove League. Biggest news didn't involve the Mets. Biggest news involved the Dodgers paying a ludicrous amount of money for Shohei Ohtani. Ludicrous.
For a DH for 2 years.
For a DH who's going to DH a whole season, and then the following season may pitch half a season if his arm holds up. Ludicrous amount of money. They still have no pitching. Won't matter. Mets have signed small minor league guys. The Mets were the first and only team to jump on a plane, to fly to Japan, to meet with Yamamoto, to be the first to meet with them in person in his home, to
Steve
tell
Cohen,
them
by
how
the way,
great the Mets are.
Steve Cohen actually bought his father his favorite restaurant and put it in his name.
Coming back. He's in California this coming week to meet with the other teams in the United States who are now going to pitch him. The rumors, and they're rumors, and listen, rumors are rumors, that we are the front runners to sign him. But until we sign him,
Be careful.
So the other thing I want to address.
If you ask me if there was one signing that we had to make this thing, would you rather have Shohei Ohtani or would you rather have Yamamoto?
Well, I'll tell you why I'd rather have Yamamoto for a bazillion reasons.
I agree.
Let me rephrase that. For 700 million different reasons.
For
Okay.
700
25
million guaranteed, by the way, like 600 million of that.
Well, it all is. It's a baseball contract. It's pretty much all guaranteed. He is 25. He's not 31. He's not going to cost $700 million on your payroll. He's going to cost probably 250, maybe 300, maybe
right,
half.
Less than half.
Pitching, good pitching always beats good hitting.
Always.
It's a fact. It's a fact. So I'd rather have Yamamoto.
100%.
Before we go into our pearl of wisdom, because we're running out of time, I also want to put this on record. I promised you I would. The polar bear, Pete Alonso, is going nowhere. He is going to be a New York Met through 2024. He is going nowhere.
I have it.
He's not being traded. Put those rumors to bed. It's lies. It's fake news. Pete Alonso, 2024 New York Met.
I have it on high authority. Duca Heights.
Duca got thrown under the bus.
Okay? Duca Heights. That Pete Alonso will not be a Met much longer.
Oh.
That breaks my heart.
Not happening.
I have to believe it's true.
It's lies. Fake news.
Let's see.
All right.
Okay.
Time for a pearl of wisdom.
My friends, pearl of wisdom has been churning and burning underneath. What is it that I always say? And I say a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's a big.
The smartest man in the room is not the man And this goes women or man's, man being the picture of human
Person.
But if it's one person, it's still one person. I want you to.
That is correct.
Okay.
No matter what kind of person they are, they're a person.
I could give two hoots of a dog.
I don't care. Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Standing up, sitting down, one person.
Lying down, hanging from a cliff.
One person.
Thank you. That being said,
That's
that
it.
one person, if they want to be the smartest person in the room, they don't come in saying, I know everything.
Correct.
I'm the guy that's got all the knowledge. I went to the fanciest school. I studied this and that and everything in between. The smartest person in the room comes in with confidence. Confidence is important.
Correct.
It's not arrogance. See,
No.
Confidence is the lack of arrogance. Arrogance is actually the lack of confidence.
Yes.
The best way to describe confidence and arrogance.
It is.
Here first.
Very true.
A person who comes in the room willing to learn from every other person in the room, process the information, and walk out of that room just a bit smarter. Whereas the person who comes in thinking they've got all the answers, willing to learn nothing, comes out of the room, I'm going to say, a little dumber. Because not only did they not gain any knowledge, but there was knowledge there to be gained. And they blocked it. What I saw yesterday in the New York Football Jets were authorities of the coaching order who were willing to learn, willing to understand that maybe their way is not the only way. Maybe they needed to change. There is but one constant in life, my friend.
And that is change.
And that is change. What the Jets coaching staff did in the second half yesterday was invite, embrace, embody change. What we did was, in the first time, maybe in the history of the New York Jets, I'm going to have to see, we scored 30 offensive points in the second half alone.
Oh, in the second half alone. Okay.
Okay.
I think the Monday Night
we
Miracle.
may have
we did
scored
that.
more than that in a half.
I think the Monday Night Miracle was 30.
Yeah, I think we may have, but it's not many. You could put it on two hands at best, maybe one.
But the point is they changed,
The
and
point
that's
is
what you're
they
saying.
changed. They embrace change. So just like when you take your Steel Libido Red, you better embrace change, because change is coming for the
Oh,
good.
change is coming.
Coming for the good. Embrace it, my friends. Embrace change. Live by that. You are not the smartest man in the room. You are not the smartest female in the room. You are not the smartest, whatever you call yourself, you still want in the room. What you are is what you allow yourself to grow to be.
Correct.
And that, my friends, is a simple, and I would even say almost short pearl of wisdom.
Not a bad pearl of
better
wisdom.
than short right now. I'm looking for. You found my other one. Can you find this one? Look, compact.
Compact.
Pearl of wisdom.
Pearl of wisdom.
So until next time, and it's coming soon, this has been another historic media of all social types. Form of communication.
What you don't understand is
that's Jet Steve.
That's Broadway Blanchard over there.
Yes, it is. And that's Steel Libido
Red. Steel Libido Max. Irwin.
Do it up, my friends. Until next time.
Adios.
Peace.